This particular post is aimed at those who are currently my students, those who have come in only a few months ago, those who are halfway through, and those who are about to end up. Now, I keep telling those who have just come in that time flies very fast. Before you know what, this course will be over. So make the best use of your time while you are with me. And many of them discover when they are at the fag end of the course that it really has happened that way. Some of them really enjoyed my classes, not all of them, of course, not who were bored and entirely uninterested, those who were here simply because their parents had driven them in herds into my classes. There are always a sizable number like that, and I'm always sorry that they had to endure this torture. But there are always some who genuinely enjoyed my classes, who found them refreshing, interesting, informative, useful. And they begin to feel at this time that time has really flown much faster than they had anticipated. And very soon, within another few weeks, they'll be gone, they'll be ex-students. They start asking me, "Sir, is it true that you're going to stop within another month or so? Can't we have a few more months of classes?" And I said, "No, I'm a strictly routine-bound man. I told you right at the beginning, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that this is what I'm going to do. Right till the last day, everything was planned. All you had to do was to see that you didn't waste your time, that you gathered the best possible memories, as many of them as possible, and so those memories will serve you afterwards for many, many years to come. If you didn't do that, it's your loss. Let me remind you, especially those who have almost finished with me, what I did at the beginning. When you come in, I tell you that I will try to steer a middle course between making my classes a jail and a circus. Too much discipline, you have a jailhouse. Too much levity and fun, and it degenerates into a circus. We'll try to stay halfway between. I'm sure many of you will be nodding your heads when you hear me, because you all heard me say this in class. And I hope I have been able to do exactly as I said all through. At the beginning of class 9, you will remember I gave you some printed notices, one of which was called Do's and Don'ts for doing well in examinations. At the beginning of class 10, I gave you a little 4-page pamphlet called Suvro Sir's Career Counsel, in which I asked you to think, and think hard and think logically in a well-informed way about the kind of career choices that you want to make the best possible life for yourselves. And towards the end of class 10, I give you certain quizzes to find out what kind of a student you are. And then there's something called Sir's Parting Shot, when I ask you to do certain things after you have become ex-students. I hope all of you have preserved those notices, and after the classes are over, you will get back to them and see what Sir said, and perhaps they will acquire a deeper meaning for you then than they did when you first got them. Because I do not want the connection to snap as soon as you have attended the last class. It happens with some people. Now, if they were bored and uninterested, and they never really took away anything of any value from me, I can't help it. So about them, the less said, the better. A lot of them become smart Alex afterwards and start chatting on, social media like Facebook about what a waste of time I was, and it seems that they really found nothing worth learning, nothing worth their while in my classes. My only regret is, why did they waste so much of their time and their parents' money? They could have left so long ago. Those who do leave early on are wiser people. They at least save their time and their money. There's no point hanging on till the end and then deciding that I didn't really want to attend these classes and I gained nothing from them. But as for the other type, those who really feel that it was a good class, a memorable class, I would like all of you to think whether you really did make the best of your time. I tried as far as I could, but just as a doctor alone cannot cure a patient without a patient's cooperation, so a teacher cannot do much with his students unless the students cooperate with him. I have tried to make my classes very interactive. Every student who has been through will attest to that. But of course, it needs some doing on your part. There are some students who, for whatever the reasons, simply cannot interact with me. I urge them, I cajole them, sometimes I even mildly scold them for not talking with me. I keep telling them that if you just warm your chairs and take down some notes and do some exercises, you are getting very little of the total benefit from these classes. It is those who have talked a lot with me, discussed a lot of things, found a lot of things to think about because they attended my classes, who are actually profiting most from them. Now, even those who interacted quite a bit left me asking for more. As some of them themselves admit later on, when they're grown up, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years older, they get back sometimes in person, sometimes via email and WhatsApp and things like that, by phone. So I wished we had interacted more. These are very sad words. Why didn't you? Now your time is past. And now, as you can see, even if you wish it, you can't get it back. So many students do come back and meet me and talk to me, and this only apparently heightens their regret that those few years that they passed with me, coming to my classes for 2 hours twice every week, why didn't they interact more with me? So what I'm telling my current students is, whether you're in class 8 or class 9 or class 10, do make better use of your time. Chatter less in class. That's one type. Many of you will understand that I'm talking to you. Chatter less in class. It's a very foolish waste of your time and money if you simply come here to chatter with inanities, trivialities with your friends. You could do it in so many other places. If you have to talk, talk with Sir. And if you are shy, well, get rid of your shyness. The only person who is losing from it is you. Decide that my shyness is an obstruction to getting the most out of Sir's classes, so I'll throw it off and shrug it off and interact better with him, so that my total experience will be much richer than it would otherwise have been. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? This is meant to every individual who is attending my class now. I will hope many of you will see this particular video, and next time you come to class, remember that Sir said this. And therefore, I would like to see you in a much more interactive mood than I have seen you being so far. I shall look forward to that. Bye now.